Last time you saw this car, I mentioned all the upgrades I wanted to do to turn this BMW 335 E92 into a dedicated track car. Today we are finally starting one of those upgrades. When I took this BMW to the track the last time, the car honestly felt like a boat, going through corners even though I have upgraded coilovers on this car. So clearly something is missing. That's why today we are installing front and rear Swaybar to tighten up the handling and hopefully that fix the problem. Alright guys, so here are all the parts and tools you're going to need to do the upgrade for the Swaybar for the E92 BMW. So, bushings, it comes with a loop, make sure you have the loop because it's going to be important. This is the Swaybar, this is the front, this is the back, this is a lot thicker. These are a lot thicker than the OEM, especially the front. The tools you're going to need 8mm. You're going to need the E-sockets. These are important for BMWs. E-socket, you're going to need an 18. You're going to need a 16. And you're going to need a 13. You're going to need this for the exhaust because the rear, you have to drop the subframe. So you're going to need this for the exhaust. And you're going to need this. Depends if you have OEM or if you have aftermarket. Coilovers, you might have aftermarket end links. So this is depends on what you have. And then you're gonna need your trusty Milwaukee tool, and you may need this one, and of course WD-40 because you know it's gonna be hard to remove some of these bolts. Alright guys, so let's get started. Alright guys, the first thing first, we're gonna pull each end links here and this side, and then once we pull those two, then we get to pull these right here. So my car didn't have an under tray, so when you jack the car up, you're gonna remove the under tray and you're gonna have these two things here. These two, you're gonna wanna remove them. There are 8. Once you remove those, the Swaybar should be easy to come down once you pull the bolts. So because mine is an aftermarket, this bolt right here might be different for you guys. In my case, this is a 16, and you're gonna use a counter to hold it. And you're gonna remove that. Once you do that, you're gonna do it for the other side as well. So the next bolts you're gonna pull is these two right here. These are 13. So when you pull those, you're gonna pull the other side as well. Alright guys, so this is the aftermarket and this is the OEM. As you can tell, the aftermarket look a lot thicker than the OEM. So, but we're gonna measure it and see how much of a difference it is. So I'm gonna use this tool. So I'm gonna zero it out. OEM is 23.33 millimeter. Let me get closer so you guys can see it. 23.33 or 34 or 35. It's close enough. So now we're gonna close this back. We're gonna zero it out, and now we're gonna see how big is the aftermarket. Wow, guys, 28.09, just as advertised. So it's a lot thicker than the OEM. So this is gonna definitely keep your car stable. So let's install it. Alright guys, so since we removed the OEM, now we're gonna be replacing these things. So we're gonna have to remove these here. And these are all, they're still good I guess. But we're upgrading, so we don't need them. We're still reusing this though. We're gonna reuse this. So we're gonna take these things off. And we're gonna put this aside. And now we're gonna put those things on this. This thing's a lot heavier. So Also guys, if you want to buy this exact one, this is a Cobb. I got this from Cobb actually, Cobb Tuning. This apparently they sell Swaybar for Swaybars for E92 and E90s. So check them out if you wanna get yourself one. So we're gonna take from here. Here's a part number. This is what? 9B. I can't tell what the hell is that. 9B something. Let's take these out. So these are for the wear, and this is for the front. You can tell how thick it is. And the difference between this, it's not separated, so it's one solid piece. Here's a part number in this. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. So this is where we're gonna use the lube. So we're gonna use lube here and inside, because apparently we have to fish this. Oh wait, it does separate. I separate a little bit. We have to slide this on and slide it, and you gotta sit here. So let's put some lube. Put some lube. Yes, I really don't want to fight with this thing. Some lube, and let's see if we can slide it on. Okay. Yep, right here. It goes right here. That's one down. Probably put more lube, because if you don't put lubes, guys, it's gonna squeak. It's gonna squeak a lot. So you're gonna put a lot of lube. All right, we got both sides. Now we're gonna put even more lube. I'm trying to spread it as much as we can, because you don't want this thing to start squeaking. But it's very annoying when it starts squeaking. Yeah. I'm gonna squeeze some in here as well. Alright, once we do that, all you gotta do, use the OEM and put it right over it. It's gonna be tight, but it will go on, because it's a bit thicker, so it's gonna be tight. Alright guys, it's in. It was a bit annoying, but it's in. So now we just have to tighten the end links. And now, once we tighten the end links, this is done. And now we have to do the wear. And the wear is the hardest part. This is the easy part, guys. The wear is very hard. Alright guys, so this is the part I'm dreading. Just to put in the rear Swaybar, it's gonna be crazy, because you have to lower the rear subframe to get the Swaybar to go across. So that means you have to take down the exhaust. You have to pull the struts, and somehow trying to pull all four bolts, and somehow trying to lower the subframe just so you can get through. Why is it annoying? So this is the end links right here, right? And if you look deep down in there, let's see if I can show you. I can't even see it myself. There it goes. It's way up in there, and it's going right across, and it go right across this thing. So now, yeah, I'm gonna start pulling stuff and try to lower it. Alright, so there are 4 E sockets around the car, and they're all
E18. So I'm gonna try to loosen them. I'm not gonna pull them out fully. I'm just gonna try to bring the subframe a little bit lower. Whoa. All right, never seen that before. So we got some water up in here. But for safety, we're gonna put a jack here just in case I loosen it too much. So as you can see guys, right here, I lowered it just enough I might can get a wrench in there. I might. Well, I'm gonna see if I can lower a tad bit more. All right, so those bolts that's in there, those are 10 millimeter. I managed to lower it a bit so I can, probably have to use a ratchet, of course. Yep, not gonna get it in there, so I'm gonna use a ratchet. This is gonna take a long time. Also guys, the endings, you wanna pull this before you pull out the Swaybar. So this is a 16 and you want to use a vice grip or a channel lock to hold this part. So I'm using one of these guys, channel lock, to hold it. And then come right off. Once you do that, also guys, this is the best time if you gonna do this, might as well upgrade the end links to adjustable or a newer one because this have high mileage. So I am gonna order mines as well because I don't have one. For just showing you guys how to do this, I'm gonna just pull this out and put the other one back in. So this is loose. Now let's go to the other side. All right guys, so after many struggles, I end up taking out all 4 subframe bolts. You also have to pull this right here as well. I pulled all 4 of them, and this was holding the entire subframe from dropping. This jack right here. I also put one in the front to off balance the car because the car in a lift. So technically, see, the entire thing is moving, the entire subframe. So now I can finally try to fish this thing out. And I know this is gonna be annoying. It's gonna be annoying trying to fish this thing out. So yeah, so let's see. I'm gonna fish it out and then I'll show you the difference between the OEM and the stock. All right guys, I finally got it out, but it was very hard to get out. I took out all the subframe bolts, take out the shocks. I had to take off the upper control arm right here. It's crazy. I had to take this one out. So since I'm here, I might as well upgrade it. So with that said guys, once you remove this control arm here, the alignment, this control arm basically align your rear end. So once you take this out, you know, you have to get a realignment. So since I'm already here, might as well I get some bushing, insert some bushing here to reinforce the subframe. When you lower the subframe, make sure I watch out for these lines. See, you don't want them to have too much tension because you don't want it to break. All right guys, so this is the OEM and this is a factory. Not sure if you can see the difference visually, but it is a difference. Again, this is cob tuning Swaybar. So let's measure it. Let's zero this out. This is zeroed out. So let's measure it. 12.98. All right. Let's zero it out again. 15.01. So that's the size. It's like 3 millimeter thicker. Honestly, guys, is it worth it? I don't know. The amount of work you have to do just to get this back piece out. Yes, I know, guys, but we're gonna go to the track once the car is finished and we're gonna test it out. But guys, when I install this, I'm just gonna reverse everything I did. So I'm gonna call the video here because I have to buy some more upgrades to put in the car, like the bushings and the upgraded end links and the rear control arms. Those are not here yet, and plus I have to buy some. So I'm gonna call it here. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment below, and I'll talk to you guys later.